Hey there, kids. Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. And we're back here on a Thursday daytime stream. Today is the day. Today is the day. Today, my daughter, Amber, graduates high school. Yeah. So, in 6 short hours from now, she will be a high school graduate. Crazy. Yeah. Part of me is not ready. Another part of me is totally ready. So, talked to Amber a little bit last night after the stream and stuff. We were both up and everything, and you know, just had a little conversation and everything, and that kind of it definitely put my mind at ease a little bit more. So, yeah. I'm ready, I think. I'm ready. So, hey, look at this fucking guy. Look at this dude. What up, Zach? Congrats, Amber. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. That really means a lot. So, yeah. And then, of course, you know, we got everybody saying congrats to Amber. Drez, thank you, buddy. Eris, thank you, man. Almanacs, congrats. Your dad is old. Yeah, right? You're only as old as you feel. So, anyway. But thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, you know, for those of you that have gone through this, you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you that have not gone through this, then you'll find out. But yeah, it's not an easy process. So, but one I think I'm ready for. I've come to terms. So, yeah. Anyway, Zach says editing, you know how it is. Yeah, can't stick around, but just wanted to say hi. That's cool, man. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it always. So, happy editing. Happy editing. Yeah, I know how that is. Oh, nice. Pabs was there yesterday. Gotta come down. Yeah, dude, I want to, man. I want to. I just don't know when that's gonna happen, you know? So, I definitely want to get back down there. So, eventually. When I move to North Carolina, I'll be obviously, you know, closer. Relatively. But, yeah. We gotta make it happen. Captain. Hell yeah. So, good deal. Zach, have fun with editing, buddy. Say hi to Ryan for me, yeah? So, haven't talked to him in a while. So, Mr. Adam Ryan. Anyway, all right. You guys, so if you tuned in last night, we did the stepped notch, right? And that went pretty well. And then I tried to repeat the floating notch, and that went completely sideways. Foobar. So filled both of those in, and then we're gonna do it right today. So let's go camera 2. There we are. And so let's see, here we go. So you can kind of see here, where's my pointer? Here it is. You can kind of see here on both sides, this one and this one are now both nicely filled in. You can hardly see them, at least on screen. But, oh, there you go. Now you can see them real nice. Yeah. So those are both filled in, both smoothed down, ready to go, ready to rescribe. And we can rescribe through these things. It's not a big deal. Because the super glue, the Bob Smith, is virtually the same density as the Bandai plastic. So I have no issue scribing through that. Yeah, it looks pretty good over here. Real quick, let's see. Geo, he says, hello, everyone. AM at work. Oh, I'm at work. Started at 4 a.m. Oof. I posted more pics of the Master Grade gun cannon. Oh, I was going to call it finished, but I want one more color to add to the headpiece. Okay, okay. And then Juno, the cannon looks great. Yes, it does. Let's take a look at the new pictures real quick while we're here, yeah? Let's see. Ooh. The X-Men 97 Season 2 trailer. I'm going to have to go and watch that later. Let's see. Community. Now, this is all, mind you, guys, this is all on the Child of Mecha community section on my YouTube page. So, if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend that you do. I highly recommend that you do. Here we go. Oh, okay. Hang on one second. Bill posted some things. Perfect. Okay, cool. So Bill posted, so last night we were at the end of the stream, we were talking about sharpening chisels, right? And what Bill did, he was nice enough to go through and find links to everything. And let's see, what do we have here? Okay, okay. Huh, okay. Now, how does that one work? Oh. Interesting. Okay. So he found some good links to kind of like sharpening supplies and things, right? Especially for the smaller chisels and things. Huh. Interesting. I'm just seeing it now, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Oh wow. He's got a 3-pack of sharpening plates. Okay. He found that. That's cool. And then okay. Okay. He found a few of the jigs that I showed last night too. Sorry, I got sidetracked, obviously. Sorry, let's take a look at Gio's post here real quick. We'll take a look here at some of Bill's stuff here in a moment. Let's see what we have. Oh, hell yeah. Here we go. Backpack. Nice. Cannons look good. Ooh, yeah, the weapon. The weapon looks good. Yeah, that gun looks good, Gio. Yeah. Yeah. All of this looks great, dude. That looks really, really freaking good. I love that color combination, that burgundy, or kind of, it's almost brown, and the red. Yeah, that works. It really, really freaking works. Really works nicely, dude. Nice. Okay. Hang tight 1 second here, you guys. All right, cool. All right, let's take a field trip, and here we go. You know what I should do? I should put display capture on its own kind of scene and transition to it, rather than just turning the damn thing on, you know? I might do that. I might have to do that. And have a nice little zoom in transition thing like the other ones. Anyway, all right. So here we go. Here is Gio's gun cannon here, and like I said, YouTube won't let you expand this on the computer. And even if you open this up in a new tab, it's still the same size, which is stupid because they reformat it to a WebM format. So, yeah, it's not even the original upload that you're seeing. But, Dude, that looks really good. I like that whole composition there. I like that a lot. And there's the cannons. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. This looks really good. Yeah. Okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Dude, that looks great. That looks freaking great. So, yeah, dude, well done. Well done indeed. Awesome. Awesome work, buddy. Awesome work. You should be proud of that one. That's really good. Really, really good. So, wonderful. Lelouch is with us over here on the YouTube. He says, hello, afternoon, crew. Michael Dawson never got a notification. Good afternoon, everyone. That's weird. He says, I finally figured out why the EFSF builder parts hands look too large. It's how they designed the thumb. And it's also the scale. The whole scale is big too. I'm looking at them. Mind you, the what I'm looking at is right behind the camera. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at it. But yeah. Yeah, I think the whole scale is just way, way big. Way big. Oh, sure would be a shame. I gotcha. I gotcha. You know what? Let me throw one up here for you. Because the jig that I use, the harp, the one that I showed you guys last night, this guy right here, right there, that you can actually get this pretty much same exact one on Temu or Temu or however the hell you pronounce it. I always say Temu. I don't give a shit if it's the wrong pronunciation or not. It is what it is. But let me see here. Right here. Man, I saw one on here for like $8-9 yesterday. Hang on. Let me oh, wait. Go back. No, that's not it. Fuck a duck. All right, hang on. Switch accounts. Go back to my normal account. Fuck off. Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. So, copy that link. Let me open up the chat here on my phone. Because the Temu site is weird. You know what I mean? It's very odd. So, I'll just share it from my phone here. There, jump into the chat and pop that in there. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, so there's basically the identical sharpener to the harp, right? For I think like $8-9, something like that, from Temu, whatever. Yeah, $8.04 is what the price is coming up for me. So mind you, that may be a bit different, but really freaking good price, because I think I paid like $40 some for this thing straight off the boat from Japan. So to get something very, very high quality similar to it for less than $10, yeah, Yeah, good price. Good price. And then let me go back here. Oh, gotta sort, of course. Let's see, and get into bills, post here. And then here's this is a really good looking three set of diamond plates, and it's the same excuse me, basically the same course that I have. I have 400, 1000, and 3000, and this is the same exact set, which is actually perfect here. So let me put that in the YouTube chat. Boom, and there you go. All right, cool. So that's pretty much everything that you need. You just need the sharpening jig, and then the diamond plates and everything, and then you're off to the races. Yeah, you're off to the races. All right, so with that being said, Mecha Decals on the weapon too. Oh, really? I do love that. Gio says, thanks everybody. Gets me motivated to do better work. Hell yeah. Yeah, and see, and Juno, he gets it. Hell yeah, get at it, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Mikey says, question, can I get your opinion on my post I made last night, if you don't mind? Yeah, absolutely, Mikey. Let me take a look. Let me go back to the community here. Sort by newest. Let's go down and see. Here we go. All right, so on the shoulder, okay, dokie. Going for a Halo Spartan power armor vibe for the biceps. Thoughts? I know I'll have to mod the shoulder armor. All right, let's take a look. Okay. Okay, I like the shape. The only thing I like the shape of it, Mike. I like the shape of it. The only thing that I would say to change possibly is the thickness of that piece that you've got taped onto the upper arm armor. That looks really, really thick, and obviously it's, you know, it's colliding with the lower shoulder armor there. And then also too, I don't know if the lower arm with that protrusion on the elbow is going to be able to kind of straighten out and everything, you know. So I would thin that down a little bit if you can. Yeah. And what I would probably do is, because it looks like it tapers down. What I would say, and let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. Let's go back to display. Right here, see how it comes close to the natural edge of that bicep armor? What I would do, you know, I think you gotta shorten this piece down a bit, because it's running into the shoulder armor. But instead of taking bits off the bottom, I would take it from the top and then just plate over, you know, this part here. You know what I mean? Let's see. Mike says the elbow part contours to the gray part very well. Oh, okay. So it does flex up into it. Okay. Okay. Just from that angle, it didn't look like it would manage much, but okay. Yeah, I would take a millimeter or two off the top, and then, you know, obviously you're going to need to plate over that. So, you know, you need to compensate for that, obviously. So I would probably take maybe 3 millimeters off the top and then plate over the, you know, the opening, you know, with a millimeter plate and get that structural integrity back. But yeah, that's probably what I would do at this point. Because you want that tape, you know, that thickness at the taper, the bottom of the taper and everything to remain, I would imagine. So yeah, I would take it off the top and then just replate over that. And then that way you kind of get that wider look in that silhouette and shape that you're going after. But you're not getting that collision, you know, with the shoulder armor, you know. So... Mike says, I was going to do what you suggested, or cut away at the shoulder armor. See, I probably wouldn't cut away at the shoulder armor, because you're making more work for yourself at that point. And you're also introducing a domino effect to this, right? And what I mean by that is that if you cut the shoulder and it doesn't look right, then you have to fix it and do this and do that and blah, 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 down the line, it becomes a domino effect. See what I mean? So for this, yeah, I would shorten this gray piece here, right here. Sorry, my mouse is in a different place on the display capture. But I would definitely shorten the gray part and then go with that. Yeah, that's what I would do, Mikey. That's what I would do. So hopefully that helps. So, all right, kids. Let's get to work here. Yeah. So we've got the shield insert. We're going to be working again here on this today, just kind of finalizing our notches and things like that. Let's go to super zoom. All right, let's get this in camera. Let's get that more right about there. All right, cool. So, yeah, so there you can see those two notches that are misaligned. So what we're gonna do and how we're going to achieve this is this way, right? So we're going to get our two strips of 1.5 in here. We're not going to deviate from that that offset from the edge of the the shield insert here. So first things first, we're going to lay these down. And actually, you know what? I don't need these full strips. I can cut these in half. So let me get that back over here. Now, real quick, is this our 1.5 or is this? Yeah, that's 1.5. Okay. All right. So, just need to cut that in half. There we go. And now, we're going to lay these down in the approximate position that we want our notches. And again, we're putting this right at the edge of this contour here, this surface, right? So that looks good. Let me check it this way. And what I'm looking at the down the length of this edge here, right? So again, what I'm looking at is kind of like that, right? That's what I'm looking at. My POV. All right, so let's do the same thing on the other side here real quick. And then we're going to get to properly measuring this thing. What I should have done the first damn time. Because you always want to measure from hard set features rather than added features, because with human error, like mine, that introduces the possibility for mistakes, you know? So when I say hard set features, what I mean is features that are part of the piece, right? Like the edges are part of the piece. These, you know, these edges here, you know, are part of the piece. These are things that, you know, either Bandai molded in, or, you know, just the form itself, or what have you. That's really where I should have measured from, is, you know, kind of the hard set pieces, or, you know, parts of this. All right, so I'm thinking, what was it, 18 down from the top? Yeah, 18 millimeters down from the top. So let me measure this side here, because I think I'll have a little bit of an easier time to hold this. Let me turn this around so I can actually get this done here. Son of a bitch. Alright. That should do it. I've got this sitting on the edge of the 1, 2, 3 blocks here. Wish I had like a third hand or something, you know? But that's not in the cards, so we gotta make do. Alright. Right there. Alright, so remeasure that just to make sure. 18 on the money. Good deal. And then we want this to come down 3 millimeter, I think. Yeah, 3 millimeter. It's a little bit easier. A little bit easier to hold there. Yeah, we were damn near a whole millimeter off on this one. Alright, so there you can see on the tape my marks, right? And that's from the hard edge. So we know this is 18 exactly from the top of the hard edge to the top of our notch, and then 3 millimeters down from that. We know that for a fact, right? So we need to do the same thing on the other side here. Let's get that going. All right, this is a little bit easier to hold here. Right there. Okie dokie. I'm just marking this a little bit better on the tape here. And this side migrated a little bit off the edge, so I want to push that back over there. There we are. All right, cool. So now let's just remeasure that just for good measure here. 18 from the top. 3 mil or 21 to the bottom. Same thing on this one. All right, so now these are measured in the same way, right? These have the same exact measurements as before. In comparison to one another, I should say. So that's what we're gonna go off of. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our 0.6 here. And we're gonna repeat the process, you know, for the floating notch. I'm going to start on this side. Make sure we're, there we go. All right, just make sure I'm in camera here. All right, so set the edge. And basically on this side, I'm scribing right through the super glue again, and it's pretty much the same density as the Bandai plastic. If anything, it's more similar to the Shiki armor. That's kind of how I would describe it here. Because it does have that same kind of brittleness characteristic to it. And that's, you know, obviously that's inherent with any super glue, is the brittleness, but still, that's kind of what I'm feeling, you know, through the chisel and all. So, all right, so we've got our edge set there. Get the debris cleaned out. And then let's go after the other side here. And yeah, like I said, we were a good millimeter off there. So that is obviously my error, human error. So far, so good. A few more passes and I think we'll have this side set in. All right, I think we're good to go. Get the debris and the shavings out of there. Let's get this thing smoothed out into depth. Okay. All right, so now let's get the tape off of here. check our work, see what this looks like, sand it up, and smooth it out and everything. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. That looks good. Oh. Hello, Amber. You're not going to show your face? Why not? Oh, that's fair. What are you up to? Okay. For graduation? we have a wild Amber sighting, but she is not showing her face because she is not ready for camera. So, say hi at least.
Hi guys. I have a question.
Okay.
So my camera batteries are dead. I'm not sure how to get it.
All of them?
Yeah. Only two.
I thought you had 3.
The third one didn't fit.
What?
The third one didn't fit.
Hang on, you guys. The third one should fit. Ugh.
This is dead.
Okay.
This one's dead.
Huh.
Third one.
Uh-huh.
Third one.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't fit. Yeah.
That's why.
Okay. Well, the other two are dead.
Okay. And I gave you the charger, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just charge it with that.
Yeah. So this one is
Full.
that one's full.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted
So
to
charge
put it-
those two.
Okay. I
Yeah.
just wanted to put it in.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Yep.
it.
Go charge them. Here, don't forget your case.
Okay, thank you.
All right, kid. Love you.
Love you, bye.
All right, get Sushi out of here. Everybody says congratulations on graduating. All right. So, we had a wild Amber sighting. So, that's always fun. All right. Let's get back to this, yeah? All right. So, let's see what we have here. Now, it's a little messy from the super glue fill-in and everything like that, and that's to be expected, but once this is primed and all done up, wet sanded, everything like that, you'll never notice any of the super glue fill in or anything like that. It's going to look the same as if we engraved this into Bandai plastic essentially. So yeah. All right. Looking good. Looking good. A little stubborn shaving in there I need to get out. Okay. All right. Let's measure it up. Let's see what we've got. All right. So it should be 18 from the top. Nice. 21 from the bottom. Nice. All right. Perfect. All right. So there you can see that looks like straight shit on camera. I'm not gonna lie to you. That looks like absolute horse shit on camera, but what you're actually seeing is the super glue reflecting off the light, the super glue fill-in and everything reflecting off the light there, which is unfortunate. But like I said, once I get this primed and properly wet sanded and everything like that, it'll be perfectly fine. Under my visor and everything, it looks nice and clean. Edges are sharp. All of that looks really, really freaking good. Now, one thing I will definitely adjust here is right up here. Taking a little more off of this front or this top edge here. It was not deep enough for the rest of the notch. So what would happen if this isn't all, you know, fairly level? When your panel lining fluid goes in there, it'll, you know, obviously seep to one side. Right? So we want the notch to be as level as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough, right? And you guys hear me say that a lot. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. It just has to be good enough to fucking work. You know what I mean? And work well, obviously. So, and I think that's with pretty much anything in life. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough. And it's funny, I know I've told this story before, but I've come to the realization that a mundane comment that was essentially just supposed to kind of comfort and, you know, reassure me in terms of learning how to parallel park was actually a really good kind of life lesson, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be good enough. And you can apply that to so many of life's situations, right? So many different situations. Because when you really stop and think about it, there's no such thing as perfect when humans are involved. There's always going to be emotion, error, you know, heat of the moment type of things that factor in, right? But when you come to the realization that it doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough, man, it's kind of freeing. And I think when you stop and ask yourself, good enough for what, right? Good enough for who? Well, and at the end of the day, it really just has to be good enough for you. If you're happy with it, go with it. You know? Go with it. But if it's not up to your standards, well, As long as your standards aren't perfection, then you got work to do, kiddo. And you guys will see me, you know, toil and pain over, oh, a millimeter here, half a millimeter there, a quarter fucking millimeter over there, right? But you have to also think, like, the expectations that I put on myself are extremely, extremely high, you know? The expectations that I have for my own skill set is very high because I know what I'm capable of, right? I know exactly what I'm capable of. And if I don't live up to those capabilities and my own personal expectations, then I'm not doing good enough. So, and that's all an individual thing. That's all an individual thing. So, keep that in mind, you guys. Keep that in mind. All right. Let's sand this down. Moment of truth here coming up. See if the see if we did this properly. Let's get this. We're going to use this side here. That looks pretty good. Okay. Oh, you son of a bitch. Edges are sharp. Man, that looks dead on. Let's measure from the top. Boom, 18. Bottom, 21. Yeah. And just eyeing it across the shield, that looks pretty dead ass on. Yeah. Okay, see there when you get the light shined on it, you can kind of see past. Yeah, see right there, they both look like a mess, an absolute mess. But again, what you're seeing a lot of is the super glue, right? The filler and everything. But when you get the light shined on it, you just see the light and the shadow of the piece. And you can see how this one especially is really nice and sharp there. Let's see if we can do the same thing for this one. We might not get the right angle. Whoa, there. Oh, that's even better. Look, especially at the bottom. You can see how sharp those corners and edges are. And that's what we're chasing right there. And even at the top, that's nice and sharp. There's a little white dot there at the top that you can see. That's actually that's super glue. So it's kind of shining through. But yeah, that's nice and sharp. Even Steven on both sides. Yeah, that's what we're chasing after. That's looking good. And that right there, you kids, that's an example of good enough. That is a perfect example of good enough. So now I stop. Now I stop. Sweet. Sweet. All right. Let's get caught up here a little bit in the chat, yeah? Let's see. Oh shit, I didn't even realize I still had Mike's comment up on the screen. Sorry, you guys. But Mike says, I did order an Alex beam rifle from Project V Hobby. Awesome quality and surprisingly no nubs to sand down. Interesting. Okay. Brandon's with us. What's going on, B? Afternoon, everyone. Just left my son's preschool graduation. Awesome. Well, hey, congrats to the little one, man. That's a big deal. You know, even though it's preschool and he's got his entire school life ahead of him. Let's go camera one. Even though he's got his entire kind of school life ahead of him, still, you know, kind of going from preschool to now that public school setting is a big deal. I remember when Amber graduated preschool, they had this little song and dance thing number that they did at the end for the parents and everything, and I still have the video of it. Oh my god, it's freaking adorable. And the funny part is that some of the kids that were in her preschool class were at her the thing that she went to at her old elementary school. So they're all grown up and graduating now, and I saw them in preschool. Man, yeah, it absolutely makes you feel old. It absolutely makes you feel old. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. Brandon says, I'm excited because next 2 years he is in the free program. He's only 3. Oh, so he's not I guess technically out of preschool yet, because I think kindergarten starts at what? 5 or 6? Something like that. So he's in a free program. He's only 3, so that puts $700 a month? Holy crap, dude. That's huge. Back into your pocket. Yeah, no, that's big. Holy crap. That's amazing. Nice, nice, nice. Mike's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, how would I replicate the front bicep armor from the 2026 metal build Hyaku? I have an idea of using 2mm by 3mm strips with 2mm by 6mm strips, but not sure if that's the way. So the 2026 metal build Hyaku. I'm not familiar with it, Mikey, so let's go looking. Bear with me. Let's see. All right, let's search for the images and let's see if we can get a close-up of one. Let's see. That's not great. That's not great either. I'm trying to find a close-up of the bicep armor. Let's see. No, that's a small picture. This one might be okay. Let's see. Redirect notice. Man, shut up. Alright, hang on, kids. Trying to find a decent pic of this metal build that Mikey's talking about here. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? Ah, bingo. Here we go. Okay, so let's go screen capture. And here we go. So the front of the bicep armor. Okay, so right here, right? Okay, so so what I would probably do, Mikey, you're probably gonna need a combination of plating and scribing. So you're gonna probably have to plate this section up, like the inner bicep right there, and then make that flush with the rest of it, and then scribe your lines down into the plastic and down into, you know, the actual armor. So that's probably what I would do. Yeah. That's what I would do. So yeah, I mean, it's not terribly difficult. If you wanted to, you know, use thinner strips along the side to, you know, of this part here to overlap the actual armor, upper armor, you could do that, but I probably wouldn't. I'd probably leave it flush to one another and then just scribe that, and then the paint will, you know, do the rest in terms of separation and everything. So yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. So, all right. Everybody's saying enjoy today, Amber. Yes, congratulations. Congrats to Amber. Congratulations to Amber. Well done, kiddo. That's what I say. Got to get ready for work later. Mikey, thank you, buddy. Apex Nerd says Pabs has been saying he is taller than you on Discord for on Sax. He always does. He always does. I think we're probably the same height, though. We're both short. We're both short, so it is what it is. Brandon says getting those sharp corners is tricky. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Enrico's with us. He says, hey, everyone. What's going on, Enrico? Good to have you, buddy. Good to have you. Brandon says, yeah, he will be almost 4 when school starts, so he will do 2 years of young 5S/kindergarten readiness. Okay. Basically kindergarten broken up into 2 years. Interesting. Okay. Brandon says my wife's first class of students she taught are graduating next year. Oh, she has kept in touch with most of them to some extent. It's crazy watching them become young adults. Dude, right? Yeah, I feel it. I know the feeling. Let's see. Juno says, hey, sorry, I'm repost this. It got overlooked. What did we miss, Juno? What did we miss, buddy? I'm going back. I don't know what I missed. What did we miss? Did we miss something in the all chat? Oh yeah, we fucking did. God damn it. YouTube, man. YouTube. My gosh. Yeah, and it for some reason it filtered it out. What the hell? That's on YouTube, and then of course it didn't come through to the the universal chat that I have here. That I can highlight things here. Yeah, no, I got it. Since it didn't come through on the universal chat, I can't show it on screen, but I'll read it, obviously. He says, funny thing, Zach was here, wanted to ask you about something you told him that he brought up in one of his videos ages ago. You mentioned, don't ever shoot straight black, but what do you mix it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, being censored by big YouTube, right? Dude, right? Okay, so let me talk about this here. This is really a good point of it's a good subject. Let's put it that way. Yes. I will hang on one second. Let's see what. Hang on, you guys. Hang on. This here is good. That's good. That's a good example. What's another good example here? for everybody. Yeah, these two are good examples. These two are really good examples. All right, so let's go. We're gonna go camera 2 here in just a second. Hang on one moment here. But yes, so basically the gist of it is that I never paint anything black, a pure black. And here's the reason why. Let's go camera 2. All right, so here is Mr. Color number 2. They're gloss black, you know. Everybody knows it, everybody's seen it, right? So this right here, when you paint a model with this color and then you try to panel line it in black, the panel lining never shows up. And what some people will do is panel line in a lighter color, and that looks terrible in my opinion. It looks like Tron, right? It's not realistic at all in any way, shape, or form. Let me pull up an image here real quick. Hang tight 1 second. All right, so images, here we go. Let's see if we can't get a nice close up here. See, these are all fucking model. No, this doesn't work. None of this shit works. Whatever. Anyway, it's stupid. All right, so we're gonna forego that. Sorry, kids. But when you shoot this and then you try to panel line black, it doesn't work. It just looks all the same color and none of it shows through. The reason being is because when you see something that is painted black, your eye plays a trick on you because of the light and the shadows bouncing off of it, right? And that's basically how our eyes operate on many different subtle shades of color, right? Even with black, which is the absence of color in proper color theory terms, right? But in real life, that's completely different. We see in subtle, very subtle shades of gray, right? For instance, this cap, we know, is black. We know that for a fact, right? We know it. But let's go super zoom. But here's the thing. If you were to take a picture of this and take it into Photoshop or whatever and actually sample the different colors in this, it would be very hard for you to find any area that is truly black. Reason being is because you're dealing with light, you're dealing with shadows and all of that. I mean, hell, just look at the highlight on this. I mean, that's almost a white color, right? We know that. And then this highlight over here is a bit darker. That's probably about a 50% gray right here, right? And then you've got other shades of gray up here, you know, near the top of the cap, you know, that are, you know, maybe darker, maybe 75-80% gray, right? So you're going to have a really tough time finding a true black on this cap if you were to color sample this in like a Photoshop or something, right? And that's what our eyes do. Our eyes play tricks on us, and that's completely natural. So what I always try to do, whenever I want to paint a very dark color like black, if I want to simulate black, I instead will use a very dark gray. What is this? This is tire black, and this is German gray. And these are not mixed in any way, shape, or form. But, I mean, you can tell just by the cap color that these are very dark, you know, and you can see the dust on them and everything, right? But what's going to happen is that when you paint these onto your model, and then you go to panel line them in black, those black panel lines will show up. They will be subtle, but they will show up. And then your eye will register this color as black, right? Again, your eyes will play tricks on you. When somebody views your model, they'll be like, oh, you painted it black. I'll be like, nah, I didn't. I didn't paint it black. I painted it dark gray, like a German gray or a tire black or what have you, right? Even though this says tire black, trust me, this is not black in any way, shape, or form. This is a very, very dark gray. Let me see if I can... No, I don't have hardly any left in there. That's probably why. But I mean, you can see in there, yeah, that's not black. That is not black at all. I might as well throw this jar away because this is completely empty basically, right? But yeah, this tire black is not black. And then this German gray is also another great color. Get that open here. Yeah, you can see how dark that is. But it's not black, right? Even compared to our Sharpie cap, it's not black. But it will give you the illusion of black. And when you go to lay down your black panel liner, it'll register as that shadow between the panels. Yeah, this is the way to go. So I never shoot full black ever. So that's the reason. It's because your eyes play tricks on you. Tricksy eyes is. So yeah, that's a great great question. Great question. But yeah, and I'm sorry I missed it, Juno. I'm sorry I missed it. But yeah, that yeah. No, and Juno says, I always feel bad asking a question that might have a longer explanation. I feel like I'm taking away from your build time. No, dude, and that's one of the main reasons why I do the stream as well, is to answer those types of questions, because they are good questions. And, you know, yes, you're absolutely going to benefit from the answer to that question, but what happens in, you know, a few days when someone's rewatching this and they're like, oh shit, yeah, that's a great call. Fuck, I learned something there too. You know, so it's not just you that has this question potentially, it's other people as well. So as long as people can learn from it, I'm happy to take whatever time to answer it. So do not feel bad in any way. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. Brandon says, yeah, panel lines give a shadow. You nailed it on the head with the Tron comment. Yeah, dude, it's bad. It's so bad. Brandon says, love German gray. Hell yeah. Juno says, thank you for explaining that. That was a really good lesson. Always, brother. Always. Enrico says, straight black for base coats and panel lining only. Bingo. If you're going to do metallic, colors, like Gio does on his inner frames and stuff like that, or like with mine, I'm going to do a copper on this Shiki. I'm probably going to have to lay down a coat of gloss black just to make the metallics pop. And that's the secret to really, really good metallics, is a nice base layer of gloss black. That will make those metal flakes in the metallic really, really pop and come to life. That copper right there, that's gonna fucking jump off this Shiki. That is going to absolutely go mad. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to paint this copper on there, because that is gonna look awesome. I think it's gonna look awesome. So hell yeah. But yeah, dude, never feel bad for asking a question, because you're not the only one that's gonna benefit. So yeah, what a great question. What a great question. And I'm sorry for missing it too. Fucking YouTube. So if that happens in the future, everybody, just let me know and repost the thing, because like I said, if it doesn't, and I see what happens is that each individual account, if you notice in the live chat on YouTube, right? Up at the top, it will say top chat, probably. That's what it usually defaults to. If you click that and you go to like live chat, that's where you pretty much see everything, right? And I always forget to hit the live chat, so it doesn't always come through for me, unfortunately. So Bill had that happen to him last week or the week before, something like that. I didn't see one of his comments, and then yeah, I had to go and figure that shit out. And yeah, pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. I don't know why YouTube defaults to that, but it's YouTube. So I wish there was a setting that I could just click and make it sort by full live chat, you know? But again, there's not. There's not. All right. All right, we got 40 minutes, kids. Let's move on. We're going to camera 2. All right, so we're pretty much good to go with the shield insert, right? Where's, oh, it's hiding. There we go. All right, so there's the shield on its base, right? And what I might do is, actually, we're not done with the shield insert. I forgot. I lied. There's a couple other things I want to do. But I might do a little scribing around this, around the edges here, just little things. But yes, there's a couple other things that I want to do with this. Let's see. Let's see. Do I have the proper strip size that I want out on the desk? And the answer to that is no. So let's get the proper strip size here, yeah? All right, 1/2 mil, we're looking for 1 by 1.5, 1/2 by 1.5. Let's see if I have it. I don't know if I do or not, but we're gonna take a look. No. Here we go. 1/2 by 1.5. That's what I want. That's the good stuff right here. All right, so if I can get this strip out here, that'll be good. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do with this 1/2 by 1.5, so 1/2 millimeter thick by 1.5 millimeter wide, we are going to make a little raised panel right on the side here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big, just something subtle. Maybe 5 millimeter, you know, nothing nutty. So let's get this squared up, and just for good measure, we'll get this other side squared up just in case. Get that unlocked. Let's get our measurements locked in. Do we want to do 5 millimeters? You know what? Let's go a little larger than that. Let's go 7. I'm feeling squirrely. Let's see how 7 looks. 7 millimeters. So, right there. Boom. Lock that in. Take that out. And if, you know, worst comes to worst, if it's too long, we can always cut it down. But let's look and see what 7 mil looks like here. And we're going to put this right along the side here. Right there near the bottom of the shield insert. Maybe a little closer to the top of the shield. Right about there. Yeah. Right about there. I think that placement looks good. I think 7 millimeters is good. I'm happy with that. So let's go with that. Let's get another piece cut. We're going to put that off to the side. We're going to put the chopper off to the side as well. Let's get our pieces in here. Let's get the shield back in here. And then what we'll do is we'll outline scribe this thing, and then we'll also go ahead and put in a little notch on this guy as well. And I'll show you kind of, you know, what all that's going to look like here momentarily. So, all right. First, we need to get our placement down on this. So let's do that first. Let's see. Here we go. 1 millimeter. We're going to go in 1 millimeter, I think, from the edge. I think that'll be good. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Here we go. Okay, good. Good. All right, so now we need our top edge there. So let's figure kind of where we want this thing. Let's see. Place this back on here and kind of figure out. Get off the tweezers. What the hell? Probably has some adhesive from the Dymo tape still on there. Was holding onto that strip for dear life. Alright, so I want it below this panel line here. Alright, let's go super zoom so you guys can actually see what the hell we're doing. Let's get this in camera here. There we go. All right. So yeah, so I want the top of the strip to be below this panel line here. So maybe about there. And probably underneath this notch here too a little bit. Just a little. Still weighted heavier on the top side. All right, so measure that right there. All right, and let's see where we're at. We are at 8 millimeters from the corner. 8 mil from the corner. 8 mil. Okie dokie. And now we're going to use another kind of thicker scribing jig here just to mark frustrating, just to mark our upper placement line here, right? All right, so there you go. You can see our pencil marks there. Cool. Good deal. All right, so real quick, let's get that measured on this side here real quick. About there. Mark that. And then mark this on here. All right. And so now take a look across at this thing and make sure that we're looking good in terms of placement here. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Let me just measure this one more time. Okay. I think I'm going to adjust that line up just a hair. Just because I don't like how it looks to the eye across the shield. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to adjust for that type of thing, you know? Okay. All right. So we've got our placement, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's much better. And what I'm doing is I'm holding my yeah, you can see this edge right here, right? I'm holding the ruler perpendicular to that. Well, in parallel, I guess I should say, to that edge. And I'm just looking to see if these are spaced evenly across that edge. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that. All right. So with that being said, we're going to put our scribing jigs away. We're going to get out our plastic magic for this because these are smaller parts. And I want to make sure that these are placed carefully. So let's get this down here. And of course I drop it. Okay. All right, we're getting half decent squeeze out. I think I'm gonna run a bead of plastic magic right around the perimeter here on this thing just to make 100% sure that this has good adhesion on this thing. There we go. All right, and now we'll get the second one here. Do the same exact thing. Okay. looks pretty good. We're actually getting good squeeze out on that one. So I don't think I'll have to put any more plastic magic on this. Yeah, alright. So now, we take a step back, and we eyeball what the placement on this thing looks like. Let's go back camera 2. Alright. And let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good and even. Straight across there. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Alright. Cool deal. Sweet. Okie dokie. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Enrico says, damn, I just noticed there's that filter and it's set to show top messages only by default. Yeah, all messages. Okay, so it must say something different on mine as, you know, the host or whatever. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Let's see. Enrico, just changed my settings to all messages, and I'm wondering if I've ever missed any messages on my premieres. Now I feel bad. More than likely you have, dude. More than likely you have. Yeah, and which sucks, right? It sucks. Wolfpack is with us, giving us stars. What's going on, bud? Hey, look at this here. So we didn't get the notification from Twitch because the Twitch notifications are fucked up, and I apologize for that. But Jubei645 just subscribed with the Prime. Thank you. Welcome to the family. You get one of these. Very nice. I love it. Thank you for your sub, Jubei. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Very good stuff. Gio says I had to step away from my phone about an hour, but I'm back. He's back. Excellent. All right. So, with that being said, yeah, Enrico, it sucks, dude, because like I said, YouTube sometimes will filter out comments for whatever reason too. It can be completely benign comments, but taken in context with their filters and shit, who the hell knows? But yeah, I don't know. I wish, like you said, I wish YouTube had a constant setting that I could, in the background that I could just go through and just set. But yeah. Hey, now Jubei645 is over here on YouTube. He says, evening, everyone. What's going on, bud? Thank you for your sub over there on Twitch. I really appreciate that. Good looking out. Enrico says, man, I post videos like once every 3 weeks. So when I do, I have a premiere, so it's a bit more special. Yeah, and I'm not sure about how premieres differ from, say, the live stream chat. I'm not sure if they have the same setup and everything, but yeah, I mean, if it's the same, chances are you might have missed some comments, which really sucks. And that's on YouTube, man. That's on YouTube. Yeah. Enrico says, not many people watch them, so each message is highly appreciated. Absolutely, right? I hope I've not left anyone hanging. Yeah, and I feel the same way. I'm a small-time YouTuber. I got just over, 2,000 subs right now, and it fucking blows. Yeah. Brandon says YouTube has a list of words that will get comments filtered fast, but they don't make it public. Go fucking figure, right? Go fucking figure. Christ's sakes. I don't know, man. I don't know. But, I mean, we're just talking models here, you know? We're just talking models. Ay. Jubei says, I was hunting your live from episode 30 to drop the Prime. Nice. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, they're all here on YouTube. Now, mind you, we just started... what? That's Renee, you guys. That's Renee. All right. Fine. Renee, you get one of these. Oh, nice. Anyway, but yeah, Jubei, the we just started multi-streaming to Twitch, I think, last week. So yeah, not all the episodes from this build are obviously on there, and then none of the old ones are on there. Those have, obviously timed out and everything. So, yeah, everything is obviously stored on YouTube. So YouTube is forever. Yeah, man, go back and hunt away, dude. There is treasure troves of information, in those streams. Hell yeah. Greg Blair, he says, howdy, stopping in on my break to say hi. Greg, what's going on, bud? What's going on? Let's see. Gio says, tomorrow I will flood the community tab on all those posts that we have talked about. Nice. Aw, Renee says, hi, love. Hi, babe. She's upstairs right now. So I think she just came back from her walk while I was streaming here. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, babe. She's a member of the Mecha Army now. It's official. Greg Blair says, "Daw." Brandon says, "Aw." Enrico says, "Woo, welcome." Juno spamming the Gundam smileys and everything. Greg Blair with the set, the full 3 set, nice. M Buck, what's going on, buddy? He says, welcome to the club. Brandon says, welcome, Renee. Hope you're ready for the sob fest later. He says, I get emotional thinking about when my kids graduate, right? Greg Blair says, welcome to the Mecha Army, Renee. Let's see. Gio says, for Renee, you should have one with pink hearts or pink letters, right? I wish I had that much customization in this, right? Let's see. Greg Blair says, not much, Tim. It's slow day. I'm the only salesman here. I got my manager to watch the lot. Nice. Get after it. Let's see. Fox 1611-2. How much of the build do you have so far? That's a great, man. You know what? And it was funny because I think it was Juno that asked last night about kind of where we are with everything. And I had, the model kind of together. But obviously since then I've, kind of taken it apart a little bit. But I guess let's give you a real quick shot here. We're, I would still say, somewhat early-ish. Because there's a lot of detailing to do on this and get it to the way that I want it to look. Knowing me, of course, I go full bore into these things, and you look at airdrop, of course, as an example. I said when I first started that would just be an exercise in simple details, but then 8 months, a year later, it's going to GB fucking C. So, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt on these builds. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely made really good progress on this guy so far, and I'm quite happy with it to this point, right? So let's get the shield together for the preview. Let's get the clicky bracket in here. Let's go. All right, for those of you who love it, the Click Squad. Oh, that's so satisfying. It really, really is so fucking satisfying. All right, so kind of get you. Now, obviously, we don't have the other leg, but because that's completely in pieces. But here's a quick build up of what we've got going so far. We've got the boosters kind of mocked up and connected to the backpack and everything. We've got the shoulder almost completely done. I just need to repeat some of the details on the back side and then the other two pieces. The shield is damn near done. The weapon is completely done. We spent some good time on that. That looks great. Leg fucking thing. Lower leg mods looking really, really good there. Spent a good amount of time filling this section in and putting that that vent back there and the fins to go along with it. So yeah, we've still got a pretty good ways to go on this guy. We've got the head silhouetted out. We've got to go back and, you know, do major detailing on that and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we're working with so far. It's looking really nice so far. I'm happy, very happy with the progress. Very happy with the progress. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at with this build. You know, slowly but surely. And like I've said before, I'm just building this on stream because this is going to be a gift for someone. And they don't know it yet, obviously. Yeah, so we'll send this out at the end. And I want this stream to kind of be an archive as well into the process that went into this build. And hopefully that'll be as much of a gift as actually getting the actual model itself. So yeah, we're making really good progress. I'm very happy with it so far. So yeah, Fox says looks really cool. I like the detail on the weapons. Nice, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean the weapon itself. If you haven't seen any of the streams, we actually. I was going to originally use this. This is the Aura gun from Studio Reckless in plastic form, and this thing is crap in terms of production quality. So I decided, actually the chat helped me decide one day to either fix this thing up or basically scratch build a new one, right? So, in my ultimate wisdom and chat's ultimate wisdom, we decided to go ahead and remake the Aura gun in kind of our style, in our flavor, or in my flavor, I should say. And that's basically what we've come up with, right? So you can kind of see, you know, the spirit of the Aura gun in here, you know, the drum mag, the stubbiness in the front, all of that stuff comes through. The enclosed grip, all of that comes through on this, and that makes for a really, really interesting and nice looking weapon, I think. So, yeah, I think it came out really nice. I think it came out really nice. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Bill's with us. He says, "Howdy, y'all. What's going on, Bill?" Hey, Bill, thank you for posting those links on the community page. I saw you got those working last night. Even though you had to post the links in the comments, it still helped out a ton. Shared that with everybody a little bit earlier on the stream. So, Yeah. Yeah. Enrico says, that's the coolest thing about documenting your progress. You get to revisit everything later as an archive. Oh, absolutely. I still look back at like the older live streams, and I'm just like, oh man, that's cool. Oh, I got to talk about that again. You know, what came up in the moment, you know, you sometimes forget, and then you look back at it and you're like, oh, that was great. I gotta highlight that again. So yeah. Let's see. Briggsy says YouTube, if you use some words that sound political, they won't let you comment even if you aren't talking politics. Yeah. See, we were talking about the live chat versus top chat filter. Now that's what it says for me, but I think for your normal users, what did that say again? I think Enrico had mentioned what it said. Top messages, yeah, top messages or all messages, I think it is what it says for viewers, right? So yeah, yeah. It sucks, but it is what it is. So, Enrico says, man, I do the same with whip videos I posted 8 years ago, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to think 2018 was 8 years ago, and I was building airdrop at the time, right? So I'll go back and look at stuff that I did for that and just be like, oh man, that was cool, you know? Let's see, Enrico says, there's this one diorama I made back in like 2018, which is documented from start to finish on my channel. We'll post a few pics on the community if you're interested. Hell yeah, dude, post it up. Hell yeah. Yeah, well, for mods, Brandon, top chat, live chat, or fan funding are the 3 options. Yeah, that's for us. So, because I think that's what it shows for moderators. So, yeah, I see the same thing. Top chat, live chat, and then fan funding. So, yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's YouTube. YouTube being YouTube. They are in full YouTubing fashion, right? So, yeah. One of those things. Anyway, all right. So, let's real quick get back to this. Hey, there's Colin. Mr. Hi Craig. He says, what's up, everyone? If you guys need scribing jigs, these little guys that I use all the time, which are awesome, and they come in different flavors. They come in nice 45s, 30 degrees, 60 degrees now, or, you know, your straight scribing jigs. If you need to get these, I highly recommend them. Colin will hook you up on his website, so go check him out. I posted his link in the community. You'll probably have to scroll down from that, or just hit up his YouTube channel or his Instagram. You'll find his link over there. Go get you some, because they are invaluable. They are stupid useful in terms of scribing, but also when it comes to measuring things. You've seen me measure layout lines on these parts using scribing jigs because they are so consistent. So yeah, just FYI, go hit up Colin's website, Mr. Hi Craig, and yeah, he's got you the hookup. He's got you the hookup. So hell yeah. Brandon says scribing jigs are a perfect addition to the homemade chisel from Zero Parts Given. That's a great point. That's a great point. And that's also a good segue to Zero Parts Given. If you guys didn't see Brandon's post on the first assignment to that, go check that out on the YouTube community over, on my page and everything. It's a super, super simple first assignment. You are basically making your own chisel, and it could not be easier because that's how I started. Just snap the tip off of an old X-Acto knife, dull the blade part down, and you're golden. you're golden at that point. You know, you can do a little filing, a little, you know, fine tuning if you want. I never did that in the beginning, and I got pretty decent lines, but it starts to set up the dexterity in your hands, gets the muscle memory going, gets you familiar with scribing. And then once you get familiar with that, then yeah, you can invest into bigger, better, badder chisels like, you know, a BMC or a Dispaye or a Madworks or what have you, you know, all of the other ones, the Kaizo or something like that, right? Yeah. Go take part in Zero Parts Given. Brandon's got a great endeavor, so go support it. Go take part. Learn some stuff. And there's a prize at the end. There's going to be a prize for the best weapon at the end. So, there you go. Juno, when you showed us how to put a chamfer on the edge, you used the scribing jigs to measure out the top and the side. My brain blew up. Yeah. And that's the beauty part of the scribing jigs. Like, they're not only just for scribing, they're amazing for measuring too. Because like I said, they are so consistent. So like with the placement on these parts, you know, these little strips here, you saw me use the 1mm scribing jig to get a consistent reveal on the edge for both. And yeah, there's many uses for scribing jigs, and that's where they come in so handy. So handy. Geo says, for Zero Parts Given, my dog ate my homework. Geo! Killing me, buddy. Brandon says, participate even if you already have chisels. This is going to be a small series that is just a big brain exercise. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And like I said, you learn some stuff along the way, which is valuable. You get a cool custom built weapon of your own design at the end, and you get to maybe take home a prize for best weapon too. So yeah, that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. All right, so real quick, let's get this detailed up, and then I think we're gonna finish out because it's almost 2. Let's get the squeeze out on this cleaned up here first. There we go. Get that little ribbon of glue out of there. Nice. We're looking good on the other side. All right, so I think we're good to go there. So now we're going to do an outline scribe on this strip that we put in here, right? So for that, what I always do for normal panel lines, so like your panel lines, your original panel lines that don't butt up to a feature, right? I use 0.15, but for outlines, I'll go 0.20 just to make that shadow pop a little bit better. So more panel lining fluid is going to flow into those lines and get you a little bit of a better shadow around that feature. So we're going with 0.20 on this outline. And again, just like with all of our scribing, we just want to set the edge first. Get nice, crisp, sharp edges, and then also nice, crisp, sharp corners. So for that, you obviously need to overshoot your line just a bit. Just a little past the edge of whatever feature that you're outlining, right? Because your perpendicular line will run into that and create your corner. Here we are. Get that debris out of that corner, because that shit can be very problematic. There we go. Now, I'm actually copying myself on this one. Because this is actually a detail that I did on the remixed Zaku build that is still a work in progress. Because that's a GBWC build, and I did not want to jump right into a GBWC caliber build as my first build back. I knew I kind of had a bit of a learning curve that I had to overcome again, and kind of build my skill set back up from, you know, kind of where I was at peak. Because that was, I look back at that model and I'm just like, man, how did I do some of that shit? Like, that's so nuts. So yeah, I mean, that's what 5 years can do. You know, 5 years off, not modeling consistently. It'll definitely wear down your skill set. There's no question about it, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, and you can see all these nice little ribbons of plastic. Let's go super zoom. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we weren't in super zoom. There we go. Let's get this in camera. There we go. But yeah, so now you can probably see these nice little ribbons of plastic that we're getting out of here, these little shavings and everything. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, see that little guy that came out right there? Perfect. That's perfect. All right, so let's do our top line here. And this one we need to be a little bit careful on, because obviously we're connecting two corners, which is always a little bit of a trickier subject, simply because you don't want to blow out either corner, you know? So that's the careful part you have to take into consideration. Okay. Just get everything connected properly with this. Nice. Nice. And this should be our last pass right here. Oh, I lied. Just get a little There we go. There we go. All right, so now we're good. All right, perfect. All right, so now, let's see if we can get it. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see that nice shadow around that piece. Yeah, see that right? See that dark shadow around that white piece as opposed to the glare that's coming off of the glue? That's exactly what we're looking for. That is exactly what we're looking for. All right, perfect. Okie dokie. So now we get to have a little bit of fun. Now we get to detail this thing, right? All right, so with that, what I'm gonna start with is a 0.60 notch right up here at the top. So kind of nice and wide. Do I want to... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that may be too wide. Let's start... let's go with Let's go with 0.3 to start with. We'll see from... kind of see from there. Now, yes, I am... Fucking hell. Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Oh shit, you scared the shit out of me, bud. Goddamn. Yeah, yeah, he says Tim. After 2 p.m. your time. Whew. Yeah, yeah. No, I know. Amber's graduation isn't until 6, so we've got a little bit of time. So, but yeah. No, I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. Holy fucking shit, man. That scared the crap out of me. And I'm like locked into freehanding a notch and everything, and I'm going on a, starting to go on a dissertation about freehanding notches and shit, and then comes across. I'm like, motherfucker. Oh shit, dude. Whew. But thank you, Bill, for your $1.99 super chat. Oh shit. Yeah. Good times. Oh, good times. Good times. Yeah, we're gonna take just a little bit more time here. I just want to get this raised panel done here real quick, and then we'll definitely wrap it up and get caught up with the chat and all that good stuff. So yeah, no, we're good. We're good still. We're good. But thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you, Bill. Appreciate you, buddy. Good looking out. But never fucking do that again. Oh, crap. Let's go back to Super Zoom. Let's get locked in, yeah? Woo! He says all good. Just didn't want you running late. I appreciate that, man. That's the thought that counts. Yeah. That means a lot, dude. That means quite a lot. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right. Good deal. All right, so all right, let's see if we can lock in here. Again, 0.3 on this little notch here, and I'm freehanding it. I'm treating this the same way that I would treat a perpendicular notch. Now, if you're newer to scribing or you're not 100% confident in your skill set, still use a scribing jig or tape or something like that. But for something this small, Yeah, I can get away with freehanding it. There we go. There we are. Very nice. Okie dokie. All right, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get the shot. There we go. That's a good shot of that little notch right up there. Hell yeah. Yeah. So just something subtle, nothing crazy. We're not going nuts. We're not going nuts. Yeah. So now what I want to do, the next part of this is I want to bevel. Let's get in camera. I want to bevel the front or the bottom side of this down. So I'm actually going to use my hobby knife for this, and I'm going to put this at about 1 millimeter, and I'm going to put it parallel to the front, and then just ever so carefully I'm just going to start to move into that, and there we go. Just clean this up a little bit here. Not bad, not bad. All right. And then what we can do is kind of get our 3 millimeter chisel. You know how much I love this big boy here. Get some real fine tuning going on here with this. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. So there you can see the side profile of that, right? And that's all we're doing. That's all there is to it, right? But just that difference of visuals is going to make this thing look really, really cool and really pop. And that's the extent of it. So just a 1.5 millimeter wide by 0.5 millimeter thick strip. You know, simple notch up at the top. Nice bevel at the bottom. Easy, easy, simple detail. Easy, simple detail. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Here we go. All right, so let's go back to camera 1. And let's get caught up in the chat first, right? Let's see. Juno says, yeah, Gio's dog ate my homework too. Jesus. Enrico says, just posted the pics in the community, though unfortunately YouTube crops them into 1-to-1 images. Yeah, that sucks. Juno says they're a Child of Mecha Discord server. There's not. And I've always been hesitant to create a Discord. Just, I don't know. There's so many fucking Discords out there. Everybody and their brother has a Discord, you know? Zach has a Discord. You know, fucking everybody has a Discord. And it's just like, are we going to be doing anything radically different on our Discord if I was to make one? And chances are probably fucking not. So, I don't know. I have doubts, serious doubts when it comes to setting up a Discord. Because, number one, it's always running. So you need mods to always moderate it, right? Which is a pain in the ass because what if there's nobody on and somebody goes crazy or posts spam or some shit and, you know, all of that. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm extremely, extremely hesitant when it comes to, you know, having a Discord, you know. And mind you, I am part of very few Discords because I don't... The other part about a Discord that I don't like is that it's an ongoing conversation, basically. It's just an ongoing forever chat, right? Where posts or, articles on a website or something like that, those are forever. Those are searchable. Those you can go back to and reference those. If there's a nugget of gold that someone drops and then it just fucking disappears into the ether on a Discord, right? But like on a post or a video or a blog or something like that, it's searchable. It's there forever. You know what I mean? Or more permanent, I should say, than, you know, a Discord. So, yeah, I don't know. I have serious reservations about a Discord. Serious reservations. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. Probably not. So... Brandon says to, hi Craig, I'm going to PM you about a custom color scribing jig set. What's Brandon got cooking up over here? Bill says, Brandon, might I suggest a ZPG exercise? Have them draw a panel line pattern on an acetate sheet, then cut it out for use in making mirrored lines. Ooh, hell yeah. And Colin says, sounds good. Nice. No Discord at this time. Yeah. It's 2 p.m. your time. We don't want you to be late. Yeah, Tim, time to look at closing out the stream. I love you guys, man. Looking out for me. It's great. It's great. Brandon says, great idea, Bill. I'll look at the game plan kind of made up with and see where that fits in. Hell yeah. This first small series is all about basics and scavenging supplies, detail parts from things around your house, or are easily found for cheap. Nice. I think your idea can definitely fit in. Hell yeah. And there's Bill with his $1.99 super chat. It scared the shit out of me. Bill's LOL. Juno says, that's a bro right there. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Lelouch, Tim was about to spiral into a scribe frenzy. Nah, just something simple. Enrico, technology and friendship gives us moments like this. Nice. Bill says, all good, just didn't want you to run late. Appreciate it. I appreciate that. Life Death, Mr. Dallas is with us. Good morning, everyone. Nice. Drez says, awesome show today. This was my first. Nice. Definitely looking forward to the next one. Awesome, dude. Awesome. He says, thank you. Drez, thank you for watching, buddy. I appreciate that. Let's see. So today's our only stream. Tomorrow there will not be a daytime stream, but we'll do a nighttime stream tomorrow. So yeah, and then obviously weekends we'll have off. We'll be back to normal schedule next week. The reason why the schedule's so kind of in flux this week is obviously my fiance Renee is up visiting this week, and then also my daughter Amber has her graduation today. So yeah, everything's in flux at this point. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be back on normal schedule every single day during the daytime, and then 3 nights at that point. So yeah. Bill says Gio brought it up first, just to be fair. Oh, hell yeah. You guys are all looking out. I appreciate that. Gio says, what was that scene with Doctor Strange and that bald lady when Hulk astral spirit is separated from his body. I think I just saw it in real life. Oh shit. Yeah, right. Just jumped out of my freaking body there. Bill says, well, folks, now you know what kind of focus you can get when you really get into the groove of building. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Lelouch says, I have a Discord. LOL, right? Dallas says, you did make a TikTok. Everyone has one of those. Well, everyone has an Instagram and Facebook page too. So, yeah. Discord is just, I don't know. It's a different animal. Gio says, let's keep it simple for old people like us. Hey, now. Lelouch says, members only Discord? Oh, see, there's not enough members right now. It would just be an echo chamber at that point. So, yeah. Bill says there is already the Mecha Army Facebook page and hashtag on Instagram. Yeah, that is true. That is true. The Facebook page, yeah, absolutely. The hashtag is, I guess, a little bit more disjointed because if you don't actually go looking for it, you won't see those. But yeah, I mean, the Facebook group is definitely still there. So yeah, both are good. You know, both are options at that point. So, yeah. All right, kids. That's where we tap out. So, good stuff today. Good conversation. I will keep tabs on my Instagram. I will be posting probably some videos, pictures in my stories on there of Amber's graduation later today. So, yeah, should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, with that being said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Go build something cool. Oh, nice. So Fox, it was a good first stream for me. Nice. So we had two new watchers today. That's awesome. So we had Fox and we had Drez. That's sweet, dude. Well, boys, thank you. Welcome. I really appreciate you guys watching in. Definitely come back, hang out with us. You know, ask questions. I mean, you guys see how these fuckers are. You know, they'll cut up and everything and all that. So yeah, just have fun with it. So yeah, come on back and hang out with us. Definitely. So anyway, all right, kids. Like I said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm gonna go watch this kid graduate. Go build something cool, and I will see you guys tomorrow.